What is up, everybody? It's your boy Doublecast, aka the Isosceles Triangle, and welcome back to yet another episode of Let's Play Pokemon Shield. In the last episode, I went through Galar Mine number 2 and made my way back to Motostoke, and then did a couple things over in the wild area, including finally doing a max raid battle. And in this episode, we're headed to the Budew Drop Inn before we take on Kabu. Now, before we go any further, I did a lot of things off screen, so I want to go over all of them real quickly. So the first thing I did, first of all, I renamed Tiny Dancer to Thought Patrol, because it's funnier. The second thing I did was I spent a lot of time grinding in the wild area for watts. That's the currency that you can use to buy technical records. Basically, what I did was I did this thing called the Rotom Rally, which I'll put some footage of myself doing this up on screen now. It's not particularly interesting, so I didn't want to do this like in an actual episode. Basically, all it consists of is once you get the bike, you can talk to any of the Watt traders in the wild area, and you can ride your bike from one Watt trader to another, following a path marked with little poppable balloons. And at the end of the road, you'll be given some watts as a reward. And the farther you travel, the more watts you get. You can get anywhere between, I think, like 100 watts to like a little under 400 per run, depending on how far you go and how fast you get from place to place. So what I would do is I would take the route from Hammerlock Hills to Dappled Grove, which is, I believe, the longest one you can go, because it's from the very north of the wild area to the very south of the wild area. Excuse me. And I would just go then from Dappled Grove back to Hammerlock Hills, do that over and over and over again until I eventually had 1,600 watts, which was enough for me to buy 2 technical records. First one was the Close Combat TR for Thought Patrol, aka Gallade, which should make it a force to be reckoned with against any normal or dark types, which is fantastic. The second one, which I'd been talking about doing this for a while, and now I finally went through with it, Earthquake for Roadhog, so he'll finally be able to deal with electric types more effectively. In addition to this, I've made some other big changes. I swapped out Lord Jiraxis in for Gene Simmons, so that we can start getting him up to speed and hopefully evolved soon. Additionally, I have a ridiculous amount of money now because there are just sell items lying all over the wild area that I was picking up while doing the grinding. And then a couple other things I picked up, a lot more berries, but those won't really come into play. Some more XP candies, because I did a couple of Dynamax battles off screen. Didn't get anything else particularly interesting from those, just like some TRs that I can't use because they don't apply to anything on my team. Let's see here. Yeah, Body Press, Aura Sphere, and Reversal. And then as a reward for doing Rotom Rally, the first time I did Rotom Rally, they gave me the TM for Thunder Wave, which is just a solid utility move, just 90% accuracy, inflicts paralysis. Pretty good, can't complain. And Volt Switch, which is a really good move, really good electric type move that nothing on my team can learn. That one I got for doing my second Rotom Rally, and I forget what the qualification for it is, but if you do enough Rotom Rallies, they'll just give you this eventually. Yeah, 70 power electric move, and it switches you out of battle, so it's a hit and run. It's really nice. Also, while wandering about the wild area, and this is the last thing, I found TM81 Bulldoze. This is a really, really solid sort of mid-tier ground-type attacking move. I found that in, I believe the area was Giant Seat on the eastern edge of the wild area, in the southeast. Now, savvy Pokemon trainers in the audience might be wondering, hey, Doublecast, why do you spend all that time grinding up for an Earthquake technical record if you had access to Bulldoze, which also would have been a perfectly effective attacking move for Roadhog and would have necessitated far less grinding? And that's because I found out that the Bulldoze TR was easily accessible after I had bought the Earthquake. I found out the Bulldoze TM was easily accessible after I had already bought the Earthquake TR. Sorry, I'm distracted because we're fighting Marni, apparently. Whatever, the point is, that's just how it is on this bitch of an Earth sometimes. Mistakes were made. But now we're fighting her. Okay, so Krogunk is... You know what, let's send in the Thought Patrol. Because Krogunk is double weak to Psychic, so I can obliterate this thing. Unless it pulls some bullshit. Yeah, that's fine. Revenge is a fighting type move that does more damage based on how... cheap shot. That's fine. Does more damage based on how much HP you have, so the less you have, the more it does. Similar to normal type Flail. Not a huge fan of that one. Nice. Got another level for Thought Patrol. Scary Face, we're going to keep our moves. Scraggy is dark fighting. I mean, it's part dark, so I can just close combat it. That's not a big deal. Let's see if this works. Yeah, buddy. And that is why I spent all that time getting that TR. Because it will make... It turns Thought Patrol, formerly Tiny Dancer, from one of the weaker members of our team into a force to be reckoned with. In fact, I can just stay in against this Morpeko, because I know that this is an electric dark type. And therefore close combat will destroy it as well. Unless she has a priority move. Or she's just faster. Is that what's happening here? God damn it. Okay, so here's an interesting question. Oh yeah, so I forgot. So Steadfast, when you flinch, your speed goes up. So even though I didn't get that attack off, I was able to get a speed boost. Now the question is, I was slower than Morpeko, but with the speed boost, I might be faster. So this is either going to kill it or Gallade dies. God damn it. I really should have seen that coming, because Morpeko's a Pikachu knockoff, so of course it would know Quick Attack. Whatever. It's not the end of the world. This is why we have Roadhog. Unless I encounter some bullshit, like getting flinched again. Yeah, okay, there we go. It's okay to get unlucky, just not at... You son of a bitch. Oh, I was really hoping to just tear through this thing with Roadhog, but alas, no such luck. I should probably explain what's going on with Morpeko's... come on, Marni! Let me have this! Should probably explain what's going on with Morpeko's form changes here. Basically, this is Morpeko's ability. I looked this up a while ago because I was considering Morpeko for my team. Ended up deciding against it for a variety of reasons. Okay, thank the Lord. That was harder than I thought it would be. But mostly because I should have just healed Gallade when I had the chance. C'est la vie, c'est la guerre. What are you gonna do? Morpeko's ability is that every turn it switches between, I think, happy or like normal form and hangry form, which is the one where it's black and purple as opposed to yellow and black. Basically, all that does is that Morpeko has a move that it learns later in its moveset. Excuse me, that switches type depending on what form it is. So it can be either electric or dark, which is pretty neat. Though, I don't know, personally, I'd rather just have an electric move and a dark move as opposed to having to wait around for one move that would swap between two different types that I can't really control the timing of. You know, it's a cool concept, and like It's not bad. It doesn't get in the way, but you effectively have no ability is what it comes down to, because 90% of the time, switching forms for Morpeko really, really does not matter. Okay, all right, Hop. Have you just beaten Kabu? Yep. One step ahead of me. You know, I do, as much as I make fun of Hop, I do appreciate him at least having the decency to get out in front of us as opposed to lagging behind. You know, he's got to show off somehow. Also, I've been informed by the comment section, since our leader Kabu's made his gym mission. Apparently this gym is so much harder than all the other ones. I'm still not 100% sure if I buy that, but I guess we'll find out. I've been informed that you cannot actually wear the other gym leaders' outfits in the gyms, and that those gym outfits are actually just, I guess they're just regular costumes you can wear out and about. So, I don't know. Might just fuck around and wear Nessa's bikini all throughout the game. Just because no laws can stop me. Alright, dude, what's up? Fire gym mission for the fire type. Catching Pokemon to earn the most points. Earn 5 points to clear the gym mission. In case you're wondering, you'll earn 1 point for defeating a Pokemon in the tall grass, or 2 points for catching a Pokemon. But you won't be alone in this competition. Other trainers will be joining you. Think about what your opponents might do and try to take the best action to rack up points. Gym missions start. Okay. Okay, so how do I want to approach this? I'm going to throw Sasha Velour out in front because Stun Spore is useful for catching Pokemon. Though, if everything is fire type, that will make things somewhat harder. And it looks like that is going to be... Oh, okay. I see how this is. In that case... Oh, you know what? It's probably going to be a little too much effort. I'm going to assume that, on balance, the odds of successfully catching a Pokemon, as opposed to just, like, fainting it before my opponent can get to it. I think that's, on average, the better choice. Because, like, having to whittle this thing down while another asshole is trying to fight it and or catch it, like, that just seems like a bit of a hassle. So, even though the reward is higher for catching the Pokemon, I think the correct solution here is just to feint them. So in that case, we're going to put T-Lizard out front, and we're just going to Water Pulse a bunch of Vulpixes and stuff. There we go. Sizzlipede. I don't think I've fought one of these things before. Let's just Water Pulse it. Rude. Double rude, though I don't think that will stop me. Sizzlipede is a Bug Fire, which is kind of an interesting combination. Not something I'm interested in having on my team, unfortunately, but a cool combination nonetheless. Let's see what's over here. Litwick. I love the Litwick line. I had a Chandelure on my team in Pokemon Black version, back when I played it when it first came out in high school. And I loved Chandelure. Like I said, I think I mentioned in an original episode that the Generation 5 designs are extremely hit or miss for me, in the sense that they're either, like, some of my favorites in the series or some of my least favorites. Chandelure is very much on the positive side of things. That whole generation was extremely hit or miss for me. It's weird. It's my least favorite generation, but it's not because I think that, like, it is on average, like, I don't think the games are bad. It's more just that, like, they're just, to me, less good than the other games, if that makes sense. Like, it's one of these things where, like, it's kind of like with the Zelda series, how, a bad Zelda game, wait, did I not? I'm good. I thought it said that did I have enough points? I don't think I did. Wait, I thought I had 5 points. What am I doing? I'm an idiot. I have 4 points. Give me another Pokemon. I think that message said I was like 1 away. But no, it's like with Zelda games, where like every Zelda game is so ridiculously good. Like, they're so consistently like 9s or 10s out of 10 that like an 8 out of 10, or like, God forbid, like a 7.5 is considered like a bad Zelda game. As opposed to, in most series, in a series like, say, Assassin's Creed, where the quality of the games is infamously all over the place, you know, a 7.5 is an average game. Not the best, not the worst. But, you know, and that's how the Pokemon games are for me, where I like them so much. God, cannot do things. Where I like them all so much that, you know, the bar is really high, basically. And, like, Black and White was the one game in the series where I was like, I mostly enjoyed it. It was pretty good, but there were just certain things that bothered me that, like, did not bother me in other games, or weren't present in other games, rather. Yeah, it was very much a generation of highs and lows. They had so many ideas that I thought were really neat, and then a whole bunch that I was just like, okay, I think there's a reason why this is not part of this. There's a reason why Game Freak doesn't change things very often. I'm Kabu, the Fire-type gym leader. The fact that you're here means you've bested both Milo's grass Pokemon and Nessa's water types. Quite an accomplishment. That means your opponent is working hard to win. More true potential, whatever that means. Alright, let the battle begin. I am still not... Oh, wow, a Ninetales. He is stepping it up a bit. Let's see if this thing will pose a challenge. Okay, so he has 3 Pokemon. It's level 25. I can probably take it. See how much a Water Pulse does. More than enough. Alright, gonna use Will-O-Wisp. This could be a problem for some teams, because Will-O-Wisp, because it inflicts burn, what are the odds he uses an attacking move? I think he might try to heal, so I'll just Water Pulse again. Nope, never mind. I mean, it's not like it matters that much. I'm faster than this thing. It's all cool, it's all fine, it's all Daijobu. Burn, aside from dealing chip damage, also lowers your attack stat. So if I was a physical attacker, this would actually be far more annoying, because then I'd have to like actually work to get rid of the burn. He would re-burn me, we'd go around in circles, Benny Hill music, .wav, you know how it goes. But since T-Lizard is a special attacker, the burn does not particularly threaten me, nor does Arcanine's Intimidate, which would pose a similar problem. Alright, Bite thankfully did not do that much damage. This is good, this is all going quite well. And I believe, based on our earlier interaction, I imagine his last Pokemon will be a Carkol, or whatever its evolution is, if all his Pokemon are going to be fully evolved. Centiskorch. Oh, never mind then. This thing's pretty cool looking. Alright, it's time to Dynamax. Let's see. Okay, I'm a little low on HP, so I hopefully he will not do anything too unexpected to make me regret this. Let's see. This may very well be no different than the last gym leader, where I just roll him over after much pomp and circumstance. Definitely, I'm not... Oh, that was a nice touch. See the little literal fires in his eyes pop up. I like it. I like it a lot. As I say, definitely a big... I like Dynamaxing a lot just from an aesthetic perspective. It is fun to turn Pokemon battles into, like, kaiju battles, if only for a couple turns. Oh, nice! Max, alright, so he's going to use a bug-type move. Alright, it looks like the burn's going to take me down, unfortunately, which is very, very unfortunate. Do I explode? Yeah. Okay, so now this battle gets slightly more difficult. Rip Skarmory is not the worst choice. Let's throw him in and see how it goes. Because Kabu, since this thing is on such low health, Kabu might be tempted to heal even though it's still Dynamaxed. Let's see. Okay. That went well. I don't even mind T-Lizard missing out on the XP that much, since it was already one of the higher-leveled members of the team. It can afford it. We're gonna not learn Torment. Torment is kind of a janky status move that prevents your opponent from using the same attack twice in a row. I mean, it's a good way to annoy people. Doesn't necessarily make battles easier to win from your perspective. Alright, we've got our third badge. Nice. I think I've said this before, but I'm loving the little ring of gym badges. I think that's a nice touch. I admire the aesthetics of this game. Anyone could do it, you and Drizzile would be the ones, but still, that match had me right at the edge of my seat. I mean, Hop, you also get excited about, like, everything, so that's not saying a ton. Okay. Please take this TM to commemorate your accomplishments. Nice. 38 Will-O-Wisp. Will-O-Wisp is actually legitimately very useful, especially in multiplayer, because, like I said, just being able to have people's attacks with burns is really, really useful. Very, very frustrating for physical attackers. Starting in the city of Hammerlock, head back down to the wild area. Oh, okay, so I'll just go back to Hammerlock Hills. Because I do remember, while I was exploring around the wild area, I do remember encountering a literal gatekeeper outside of the entrance to Hammerlock, or in Hammerlock Hills, preventing you from getting into the gate of Hammerlock. And he said you needed the fire badge first. So I was thinking about checking that out after we beat Kabu, and it looks like that's where we need to go. You know, I could have walked down here myself, I'm just saying. Still came all this way to see us off? Oh, I bet you can already tell that I'm the one who will become the next champion. Yeah, believe it! There are many trainers who never manage to gather 3 gym badges, and they just give up on the gym challenge altogether. I mean, Kabu was definitely a little stronger than the gym leaders who came before him, but I'm not seeing how that gym challenge was so much more difficult than the ones that came before it. Like, honestly, like, you don't even... It's just battling 5 wild Pokemon in a row. Like, all you need is something that's faster than their thing so that you can get the last hit. Are we just going? How much longer before I can resume control? Come on, don't make me do another thing right away. Yes, Hop, I have already been here. Sequence broke. I already went through the north part of the wild area. I know what to do and how to get there. Oh, Bede, you're here too? I'm just trying to... God. Throws are the greatest. My bro is the finest champion the world has ever seen. I'm not going to listen to you insulting him. Believe it! People out here... I've said before that Harry Potter is just British Naruto. Perhaps Hop is British Naruto. Please do not battle me. Okay, good. See you later, Elsa. I'll meet up there. Alright. You know what, Hop? I can respect going off the beaten path and ignoring the main objective just to spite Bede. Because fuck that dude. Anyway, next time on Pokemon Shield, I'll go to Hammerlock and take on the next gym. See ya!